I'd like to point out today on a post I made yesterday on a long-term chart on the ES on a daily time frame. Actually, the chart was given to me by a former student, and he pointed out a couple of similarities on the chart. All right, when a fractal completes, all right, that's today. Okay, we're looking at an art form. All right, A, B, C, D, E. Now he did this visually. Okay, and after a point, when you're working with the fractals, you'll see the same similarity. Okay, you have to kind of pan out the fractal there. Okay, there it is there. A, B, C. That was yesterday, and now we're going down. Now, the concept we use would be a copy and a base. Here, we're looking at a base fractal. Okay, that happened back in March. All right. Now that particular fractal, again, look at the form. All right. And then look at what happened today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You have the top. You have the top here. And we have the bottom here. On a coincidence, Elliott Wave is calling for a wave 5 at this point. I think they called it yesterday, and my student gave me the fractal. Again, this is the copy fractal, which is iterating almost identical to this here. So, as a projected target would be down here, that's the bottom, and we have the top here. Okay, and then again, this would be your base fractal, and then when you go over here, again, we have the bottom here, and I expect the drop to be a little bit further here, and then I think the party's over. But again, when you find a similarity, the fractal will give you maybe 5 points, 10, or 100. Okay, today we got, so far we have 52 points. Okay, let's take a look at some other fractals. Somebody asked me, one of my students, to explain a slider, and I went through briefly. Here's another typical fractal bottom here. Okay. Remember that form. And I scanned through the chart here. Again, you can do this visually, and you find fractals every day on any market, on any time frame. And he wanted to have an example of a slider. Here's a slider. Okay. You have a leg here. You have a slide up, then you have another leg that denotes a turn. However, we had a small turn here going from 23 down to 59. All right, this is a slider. Again, we have the top here, right, and we have the bottom here. All right. Now, the slider did go down to the top. However, it broke the band up and top here. Hence, the trend was going to go up. And that is called a fractal reversal. Okay? So, when you break the band, that would be an entry point. Okay? Here's the slider. Ideally, you want both legs to be equal. But we can go with this. This is pretty darn good because we have all the elements here, and there's your little slide right there. Okay, I call that the golden fractal. It appears every day. So if you're trading during the week, now we're on daily chart, okay, the fractal kept going on a daily basis. It reversed up. The fractal fractured, okay, meaning ideally we would continue to go down. However, we broke the fractal band there, and that be your clue to activate that hedge or exit if you wanted to go short and flip. Okay, we have a slider there. If you're learning the fractals, I would recommend going with the most common fractals. Okay, here's a slider. Begin with that, okay, until you recognize all the forms. And as we go through the chart here, we can find fractals all day long, okay? And let's go through this. Now, it's a good idea to kind of scale the fractals, and you have to kind of zoom in. There's a slider there, and my student asked for another example. Now here's a cascading 7 down, okay? Cascading 7 down fractal. That's the bottom. Here's the top, okay? You can go along here, or if you break the top of a fractal, it's going to go higher, which it did. It went from 78 and it jumped up to 15 there. All right. Now we're on a daily time frame here, so you would have to be patient and wait for that fractal to continue to go up, and then have a exit point and take 10, 20, 30, 40 points. Okay. Here's a cascading 7 down fractal. All right. You'll see this every day on any market. You're looking at a visual form here, okay? I'm not using any math or any wave counting, and all we want to do is look for a similarity. As before on the ES today, we had the base fractal and we had the coffee fractal, which iterated the same as the base. And as you go through the day, you'll find other fractals, and I point out a couple here really quickly. Okay, I think I marked it here. Okay, all right, this is for Guy. We have a slider here, okay? Again, you have to kind of pan out a little. All right, we have a leg here, we have a leg here, and we had that little slide in between the legs. Okay, that denotes the top right here. Okay, that's a slide. All right, that's the top. And again, the fractals will offer a turn, but I don't know, nobody knows how far it's going to go down. Okay, here we went down from 86, and we went down here to about 88. Okay, then we had a fractal reversal up on top. Okay, that means the fractal fractured, meaning it went up. Okay, so when you see that, the entry point would be here. Okay, and actually that went up quite a bit. All right, so you can trade the fractal on its general trend or on a reversal. We have a reversal here. Okay, very clear. You could use this for long-term planning too and trading. Yeah, let's see if we can find another fractal. Again, we looked at a similarity between the base and the copy fractal, and we have another type of fractal here too, which is very common. And again, if you're learning, go with the most common fractals to become familiar with the forms. Okay, here's a nice fractal here too, okay? All you have to do, wait during the week, you find a top here, okay? You have a leg, a little dip up, boom, that's the top, okay? You start there. However, going from 22, we went down to, okay, 82, all right? Again, we're day trading, so you want to take 5, 10, 20. In this case, we only went down to 83. That's a typical fractal. And I'm trying to find out another one. Oh, here's another slider, okay? This is for Guy. Again, we have leg, okay? Almost ideally equal, right? And you have that little slide going up here, all right? And that's the top, right here. Now this one went from the top here at 62. Sometimes you get a point, 5 or 10, or 50. This one went all the way from up here, and when you break the bottom, all right, that would be your entry point, okay? Although you could short up here too, so that would be a good trade. Okay. Again, we're looking at the most common fractals. Now we have another one here, semi-quasi, but we could live with that. Again, we're looking at probability. That's a good fractal there. All right, if we can wait, if I can get it in here. Okay, we'll keep looking around. So again, we have the base fractal concept and a copy concept. Okay, we have a slider, very common, and I had another question on a double dip, very common and very reliable, but again, the key, you have to wait patiently for the fractals to appear. All right. Granted, it takes a little time. Oh, here we go again. We have a cascading 7-down fractal right here. Okay, that means it's the bottom. All right, you get the top on here, you got the bottom here. You enter. Although that one didn't offer too much of a profit there. But the point is, day trading, we're only trying to get 5, 10, 20, 50 points, okay? And as you keep going through the chart here, I'm trying to look for that double dip, which is very, very reliable. And you have to scan this all day long, okay? Oh, by the way, Neil did point out the similar structure from the ES on NQ. So hence, the ES went down and the NQ went down, okay? So it helps if you can get a confirmation on another market or time frame to help you navigate the fractals. This is a typical fractal here too. Now, this was a big one, okay? Bottom, top, and then we went down here. All right, and now we're looking for that double dip. Oh, there's that fractal that happened this morning. All right, so now we have three examples of a similar fractal. Okay, so you have 3 fractals which are almost identical. Like this morning, we topped out here and we went all the way down here. Okay, so we may have a very significant turn. I don't know until another fractal appears. Okay, we're doing setups here every day, and we can find the fractals constantly going through the chart. Again, we're on daily chart. We can go out on weekly too. All right, and here's another fractal bottom there. semi-quasi, leg, a little dip, and then that's the bottom, and then the market rose. And looking for additional fractals. Now you can do the process on a weekly or monthly time frame also, and on a daily they're a little bit more reliable. That gives you the macro view of, of a particular market. You would use the smaller time frames to kind of pinpoint your entry point. Okay, and there are so many here, and I'm trying to look for that double dip if I can find it. Okay. Here, all right, now, Guy, here's the 7-up cascading fractal. Okay, you get the bottom here, you get top here. Unfortunately, we broke the bottom there. It should be a top, but it fractured, went above the fractal band here, and it continued to go up. So it really doesn't matter what the market's going to do. Either it's going to go down, or it's going to fail, reverse, and fracture and go up. So if you went above the band here on a trade, look what happened. Okay, again, that's cascading 7-up. Again, when you're beginning, look for the common fractals. Okay, it takes time, it takes practice. And I'm still looking for that double dip. A couple other people asked me about that. And I did mark it this morning. I don't know if I can find it here. Oh, here's another top here. Leg, top, bottom, it fell down. Okay. Let's see here. Do we have any other fractals? I had a double dip, which is pretty common. Okay, oh, here's a typical bottom fractal there. You have a little dip, equal leg, boom, bottom, look what happened. You went from, wow, 442 up to 476. Now that's on a daily long term. So if you're a long-term investor, you can use the fractal process to enter a state. Now here's your triple crown. That was the top, that was the bottom. However, the fractal reversed, it fractured, meaning it's going to go up. So if it breaks the band here, market goes up, breaks the band here, it goes down. Okay, let's see, we have, okay, Guy, we have a perfect slider here. All you have to do is wait during the week on a minute time frame, a 5-minute time frame, a 20-minute time frame, an hour time frame, a 2-hour time frame. When this particular form appears, okay, you have a slider top. Here's the top here, and here's the bottom. Okay, so you enter here, and then you watch the fractal go down, but it began to fracture again. Now that's a reversal, meaning it's going to go back up again, okay, which it did. All right, so the fractals will offer a map. What we're doing here, we're mapping the market, and we're fractal mining. We're looking for fractals, okay? And as we continue on the chart, again, if we kind of pan out, we get a better picture. So you have to kind of scale the chart here, and we have that would be a triple crown there. Okay, that's the top, that's the bottom. That one went from 418 down to 401. That's a typical triple crown. You can use your technical analysis there to kind of help you out there. Okay. Let's see. We're looking at fractals all day long here. We have a double dip bottom here. We have a leg. dip dip, that's the bottom. So we can label that as a double dip fractal. But I had a few others here too. Now look what happened here. We went from the bottom here. Okay, we broke the top and zoom all the way up here. All right. So the key is to identify the most common fractals. You don't need any math. You don't need a wave count. Now, how many times have we seen this? Okay, this is a typical fractal here. You get the bottom, you get the top. Although this one only went down halfway, and then it reversed, then went up. Okay, again, look at the common fractals. And we have another one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fractal right here, okay, that would be your base fractal, and here's the copy fractal. All right, base copy fractal. And as we continue going back in time, now as you're doing this every day, you'll reach a point where you can actually look at the chart. Oh, here's another fractal here too. That was top, but it kind of reversed and went back up again. Again, it's a good idea to find a very clean, well-defined fractal. Ah, there you go. Okay, this is for the guy. We have a double dip. Perfect. We have that longer leg, dip, dip. That's the bottom. Okay. However, it rallied a little and then broke down. All right. So again, it'll give you a couple points or 50 points. Okay. We don't know. All right. And if we continue to look at the chart here, we can find probably, I think that's all I did this morning. And do we have any others? So it does take time to scan and find the fractals, but both Neil, he was a former student too, okay, and Mike, he was a student, he pointed that out to me. I looked at it and I said, yep, here's another bottom there. And oh, there's that same fractal. There it is. So we have 3 examples of this particular fractal top. And look what happened here. You started here, you went all the way down here. All right? So the same fractals appear all the time. Okay? But you have to stay with the most common ones first. All right? Because there's a variance, nuance on fractals. They're not exact. They're only similar. Okay? So you have to use your judgment skill. Here's your double dip fractal again. Wait during the week until that fractal appears, and then that's a long. And that one went from, what, 160 up to 174. Okay? That's the key. Look at the form. Forget about accounting or any other systems. You're looking at pictures here. And you want to find common pictures. Okay? Here's a double fractal. Or double dip fractal. And as we get, okay, that's the end there. That's going back to 2021. So today we did a pretty good job. Currently, I'm still short, I believe. I haven't even looked. Yeah, okay. That's my profit right here. Okay. Now, this is on a simulated trading. I have to be careful when I put my orders and charts here so I don't accidentally put the wrong entry there, okay? But we had a profit there of 21.25. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, and that's about it. So today we covered this concept of a base fractal, which will iterate into a copy fractal or Okay, you have a pair. It's called a pair. We looked at the double dip fractal. Okay, it occurs all the time, and we have the infamous slider fractal. So all you got to do, look at the picture, all right, and you have a trade, you have a setup, and you know which direction the market is going to go. You break the bottom here, down, you break the top up here, up, you go along here, put your head up here, put a profit objective that you want to take in terms of a profit, and get out of the market, because you'll have another setup the following hour, maybe in the afternoon, evening, or tomorrow, or next week. Okay, so hopefully this will help you to gain a basic understanding of the fractals. Start with the basics, and then we can move into the more complex fractals. Okay, Hank Wernicke from ElliotFractals.com. It's going to be the holiday weekend, and we'll probably see you Monday night, Tuesday. Okay, have a great and safe holiday. We need a break. We deserve it. Okay, have a great day.